stop the world and let me off. Tired of going round and round. I've played the game of love and loss. You stop the world and let me off.
Bali. You're not going to Bali. Fine. Well, that's damn stupid.
What do you want? Why do you think your roommate of money? I had my life stolen from me. Your generation just stinks. You think you can do whatever you fucking want.
Evil
What?
to me.
Selfish and greedy.
Yeah, I'm spoiled, selfish, and greedy.
Yes, you are. Sweet and sugar and things.
Why are you having a fit? No, she terrifies me. That's terrifying. That's not normal.
I'm disgusted by it. Disgusted.
Go away.
Just too much to deal with.
You have no right to scream and shout at Amelia. Ignore her, Granny. Just ignore her. Underlying. What? It's not right. I'm going away. You're like a kid having a tantrum.
But stomping up the stairs, though.
Okay, so first thing, so let's go with. So there's a lot of things I'm seeing in this video. Y'all remember Matilda? Y'all remember Bruce?
Yeah, I watched Matilda.
Trunchbull and the chocolate cake?
Yeah.
That's just what a nail look like. And then that smell like the Trunchbull house too.
The funny part was the NPC waffle, though. Like, what?
That one had me going, because what?
I waffle get thrown in there.
I felt the projection. Because she said it. She said, my life was stolen from me. As if, what does that have to do with your daughter traveling?
Because she wanted to travel too.
No, I think
you have these responsibilities, Yuri.
No, right. I think she's projecting that I couldn't do certain things in my youth.
Right.
And my daughter's now doing it. But you need to unpack that, boo. And I think that's what it is. That's why she said this generation stinks. Because her generation, they had to like work and not, I wouldn't say have a life, but not have a life for lack of better words. So usually like this generation, especially millennials and Gen Z, when we picking up to do something, we just go.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, whatever buck up goes tomorrow. But like the boomers, they like, it was almost like they were demonized for being human.
Right.
Or trying to have fun or live life carefree.
Well, that's on
so that's
you.
why she's, yeah. And
That's
she's
on
like,
you.
my
That's
life was
right.
stolen away from me.
My
That's like,
baby,
stolen
you-
life.
That's on you, boo.
But you
That
laid
was
out to
on-
make baby.
Responsibilities.
Where
Responsibility.
your baby daddy? And that's another question. Where your baby daddy? I think that's what it was too. She probably had to raise that baby by herself. And poor Grammy's like, you can't be talking to the child like that.
Because the Grammy is guilty. The Grammy
I'm
is
just like-
guilty. And she don't want that to be betrayed onto her because she was the one who had her daughter to say, well, you know, growing up, you have to have a baby and, you know, that's your life.
So my life was stolen from me.
No,
But
I think it's that
welcome.
generation.
Welcome to episode. That's how we opened up this episode. Crashouts. Welcome to another episode of Sunshine and No Brought Up Sea, where the topics stay hot and the vibes are cool. Where the topics stay hot and the vibes are cool. And if this is your new time or first time listening to the podcast, watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, leave a comment at the end. We hope you make it to the end. All right. You will also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So, as that first video did. But before we get into what we were going to talk about, let's introduce everybody. Because I see we have new nicknames and all. We have new nicknames.
Yeah.
Ebony, who's all the way in Vancouver, British Columbia, is saying, what? I am Miss
That's
Petty?
Mrs. Nerd, girl. That's Mrs. Nerd. You are Miss Petty, and you're.
So does that make your husband Mr. Nerd?
Yeah, that's factual.
Okay.
It's the epitome of
I'm
nerd
saying it.
comics,
Oh,
all things
Lord.
anime.
Anime,
video
you
games.
know,
Yeah.
the accuracy is just, you know.
And Yuri, who is in Langston, Oklahoma, USA, aka Mr. Shade. Say hey, Yuri.
What's good? I don't know why y'all give me this name, but I guess.
Just
Hey,
like
y'all,
these
I was dubbed this name, right?
Yeah, we
I
just
embrace it.
Yeah,
And I'm the fellow co-host, Rels, aka Miss Petty. I am
Miss
petty,
Patty.
you know. I'm not gonna run
Yeah.
away from that. I am petty.
We've
It's
all
like,
experienced it.
don't try me. All right. And we are three Bahamians in three different locations. I'm in the Bahamas. Talking on various topics, pop culture, politics, news, what's trending, what's not trending. Just giving our unfiltered, unbridled opinion on it. And if you're looking for an apology, go to episode 1. So, based on the first video that we opened up the show with, Crashouts. That's what we're talking about today. Crashouts, right? Anybody ever had a crash out moment? I have. I really have.
Yeah, we've seen you.
I think
See? This is why the
that's
name
who's
comes.
seeing me. I think she's the only one who's seen me crash out.
Yeah, I've seen everybody crash out.
I
Her
don't
poor
think.
Blackberry used to catch out. No, everybody had a Blackberry. She used to chuck that, and I used to be like, girl.
Poor Blackberry. Ah, Lord.
That Blackberry used to catch hella on the floor of my little car.
A little longer.
No.
Girl, calm down, calm down.
Blackberry's just a thing, though. They need to bring them back.
I never had a
Ah.
Blackberry.
You never had a Blackberry?
Girl,
didn't
being
like
able to
them.
side scroll was everything.
I didn't have the
I didn't
side
like
scroll. I
them.
had the thumb thing, like the block. I had the trackpad, like in the
I
middle.
had all the
that.
Siri. I had the side one. Then when they had upgraded to like the middle track, I got that one, and then I got the one right before Android really came out and exploded. I had that one, and then I went to Android.
I didn't like Blackberry. I mean, that was the era when everybody's like, what's your BBM? What's your BBM pin?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was
And
it.
it's like, what was the name of the community? The Blackberry community? What was the name of it?
I can't even
I don't know,
remember.
girl, but that was like WhatsApp. That's like the first WhatsApp. That was
But
lit.
Let's see for what's up.
I just didn't like Blackberries. I just
Oh,
didn't.
is it BB Nation or something like that? Or
Something like that,
Blackberry
yeah.
Nation? No,
Blackberry Nation.
Ah, that's
yes.
it. That's it.
Blackberry Nation. And like everybody's like, oh, you part of the Blackberry Nation? What's your BBM pin? And I'm like, whatever.
Ding.
Yeah, the BBN Blackberry Nation. Yeah, what's your pen?
Yeah,
Blackberry
but-
Nation. What's the thing?
And look
That's
where
where
it is now.
Red and Sand first came out.
Who?
Yes.
Yes, Left on Red.
Mm-hmm.
Left
Oh.
on Red came from Blackberry for real.
It really did.
That BBM messenger had that R, and I checked that R at the top, and I checked mark
Yes,
on
girl.
that. Mm-hmm. God,
That's where they get it from. Honest to God, that's where they got it from.
that's just where they got it from. That's the basis right there. That's the
But you know
foundation.
what you don't want to get from other people? STIs. That's what we're talking about right now. STIs. We going down home early. We're gonna start home. This is gonna be the beginning of our tour. STIs. Most recently, everybody what happened? That's what you don't want. That's what you don't want. They said that's where they get that from, but I don't want you getting this from nobody. So we going down home here in the Bahamas, right? Very.
Sorry. Hey.
Very serious topic. I know we giggling a lot, but it's
STIs are very serious. There's nothing funny about an STI.
STIs. Sexually transmitted infections.
Mm-hmm.
Stressed on the infections. I don't think nobody want to be infected. The word infected just sends chills up your spine, right? But most recently, in the Bahamas, there has been an uptick in transmitted diseases or infections, specifically confirmed cases of chlamydia.
Mm-hmm.
So we are reading from The Guardian. The Guardian put out an article on March 13th, and as it reads, the number of confirmed cases of chlamydia jumped significantly in February, according to health officials who have expressed concern that the Bahamas could also see a corresponding jump in other sexually transmitted diseases. In February, there were 131 reported cases, which is a significant rise compared to the unit's typical monthly totals. Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville, said yesterday, according to the data, the two most affected age groups are those 15 to 19 years and 20 to 24 years, each accounting for approximately 27% of reported cases. The uptick in cases is cause for concern, as chlamydia is one of the most common STIs, Dr. Darville says. And he goes on to say, when left untreated, it can lead to serious health complications, particularly for women, including infertility and pregnancy-related issues. Additionally, an increase in one STI may also signify a risk for the transmission of other infections such as gonorrhea, syphilis, and HIV.
The whammy.
So, when I saw this news article break, the first thing I said was, like, people still out here.
Oh, they been skinning.
People still out here. You be skinning, right? I get that. Skin it to win it. What they say? Skin it to win it, baby or AIDS. That's what somebody used to say. Skin it to win it, baby or AIDS, right? My thing is,
Oh God.
You said skin it to win.
You never had a term, skin it to win it, baby or AIDS.
Listen,
right?
They still doing it. They not giving a fuck.
I don't have no qualms with people quote unquote skinning. I just feel like it has to be done properly. You go there. One, you need to decide you're gonna decide that you're gonna be in a monogamous relationship. Not the ethical non-monogamy that we talked about last week.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? You're going to be in a monogamous relationship. If we now say we're going to get committed to being in a monogamous relationship, let both of us get tested. Let's get a screening of whatever. If you still don't feel that you would trust this person all the way, you get tested regularly, be it every 3 months, every 6 months, or whatever. Fine. But besides me thinking, boy, people still out here getting diseases, like, true that? It's like, is enough sex education in schools? I don't know. But the age brackets. When I saw that it was the ages of 15 to 18 and 20 to 24. Like, I know the frontal lobe ain't formed all the way yet, right? But what it was giving me was pedo.
Okay.
Why pedo?
Go with me here. Because somebody said, no, not really. Go with me here. There's like, yeah, them children in school, they be juicing, whatever. I said, I get that. Don't get me wrong. I know children in school is be juicing. But if we look at this group of persons or this group of people, and all of us fresh in the womb, be brand new to this earth, right? And we stay within this circle, because all of us were supposed to be virgins, right? And we stay in this circle. Shouldn't be no fresh diseases in here. Somebody in this circle going out there and let the pool
play with somebody who been playing around with. Okay.
Going out there, get contaminated, and bring it back to the pool. Because all us fresh out the womb, all of us ain't never get touched, and we just will stay within the high school friends.
Our circle,
and we should not do diseases. We young. We ain't, like, the most likely say virgin, whatever. Very limited partners. Somebody step out. Get touched. Be it consensually or not consensually. And bring it back to the pool. Because my thing is, I can't fathom how my 15-year-old child come to me and tell me they have to clap or have chlamydia. And like, what? What you mean? So that's what when I heard it, that's what it came to me. I was like, it's giving, there was a pedo in the mix. So he peed in the pool.
Yeah.
So how is the pedo invited into the space?
Now, Yuri, you've been to QC. Now stop.
No,
what you mean though?
No. We know what QC stand for. But
you know them young girls used to have their boyfriend who was out of school.
Right, getting picked up.
Okay, bad.
Getting picked up.
Did they say Honda hose?
Yeah,
Honda hose?
what? You know, you go
Every
and you
school
get a
had
pickup from your so-called boyfriend.
boyfriend who
Because you
driving.
15, why are you dating someone that's 20 in their 20s? Why? That don't make sense to me.
And you used to watch them get pick up
Yes.
and whatnot. Or you used to see the fellas who used to hang around the schoolyards waiting
Right.
for school to come out.
Talking about let me buy you a juice. Excuse me?
You need a ride
Yeah.
home? You need bus
No,
money?
sir.
I
I
can buy you
didn't.
one hot party.
No, we won the Wendy's. You won the number 6 with cheese.
Mm.
And
We know where number 6 of cheese will get you. Pow, pow, pow.
and number 6 with cheese with a wild berry iced tea.
Liquid cheese, I tell you. Liquid cheese.
Yeah. Liquid cheese ain't what it supposed to be no more. But anyway,
Really?
liquid cheese ain't, it ain't hitting the way you said. I don't
It
know what that
artificially.
more. And it's so expensive. It's a whole dollar now.
No, liquid
$1. You know, the
cents.
actual liquid cheese used to be 40 cents. It's a
Wait,
whole
is it
dollar.
what now?
It's a
US
dollar.
dollar. No,
It's
sir.
dollar.
Mm-mm.
It's a whole
And
dollar
ain't
for
hitting.
some,
Shop, please.
for some fake cheese. Crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, so to answer Yuri's question, yes, you know these fellas that must be waiting for that fresh meat to come to school at 2:45, 3 o'clock, you know. And some girls be very impressionable, and some of these fellas waiting on the boys too.
Facts.
Big Fox.
Be in 2025 now. They waiting on the boys too. You see those little boys be coming. Coming to school. Someone done top that. Because especially when I feel like, okay, there's nothing wrong with being a part of the community. I feel like especially when the young boys embrace it, like they full on in bloom,
Mm-hmm.
like they 14 and 15 and they let you know
This what I buy?
I like boys.
Right.
I feel like you had an encounter already.
And that happened from like within the home environment.
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like you had that encounter already.
Mhm.
Because it
When
ain't
it
like you
ain't the-
questioning it anymore.
Mm.
Mm-mm. And when it ain't the home environment, unfortunately, it could be church, it could be
Yeah.
School.
right,
Mhm.
track
And I feel-
club, any of these extracurricular activities.
Activities, yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I feel like when they do get touched, it just be like, I might as well embrace it.
Right.
You know? Versus, you know, your people who go through school and they'll question their sexuality. Be like,
Right.
I ain't sure. I may be, I may not be. But when you see them said like 14, 15 and they full blown, they hanging out with the girls and they doing all of this and they in that, yeah, you had an encounter.
Yeah.
You had at least one encounter.
Yeah, they were
I
experienced
telling
that.
you.
They didn't know what it is.
Mhm.
They teaching the girls.
Child, I saw one downtown before and he no more than maybe 14. He ain't no more than maybe 14 and he there. He was hanging with some girls and he there and he going and he coming just like this and yeah, he done had an encounter. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if they're a part of the community or not. I just feel like they kids. Like who you having these encounters with? That just be my thing. They kids. Leave the babies alone.
Right.
You know?
To be 15, what you in what grade 9? Grade
10.
9, grade 10?
Grade 10.
You for grade 9, grade 10, you shouldn't be experiencing nothing that extreme sexually.
media?
You know what I mean? Like a little
Yeah,
hand
buddy.
holding, a little kiss to the cheek, maybe a little kiss on the lips, but full blown, home base? No,
Ebony,
baby.
now you know we had a
Ebony.
couple of people in our school who disappear because they get pregnant. There was a girl in our
my year.
school.
I don't
who was
know.
in
I don't
grade
think that
9.
didn't happen in my year. I think the most that it happened was like
was in
it
your
happened
year.
like it didn't happen in my year.
No. There was somebody in your year. See, Ebony, I can tell you this for a fact. There was somebody in your year because she was dating somebody in our year. You don't even remember what the church you graduated with. So there's that. But there's somebody in Ebony's year. She didn't graduate with you. She left school and they sent her to Freeport because she got preggers. She was, even though she was supposedly dating somebody in our year, she was dating him in school, but after school, her boo used to pick her up. Because one time, homie pull up in the schoolyard, tongue her down in front of everybody for her so-called boo who in the high school to see. And everybody had him for chalk, so they'd be like, that ain't supposed to be your girlie. Okay, then. And she was in grade 9.
What?
I'm trying to remember. Like,
I never knew her name, but if I see her face, I can show you her face. But I never knew her name. But she didn't graduate with you. She was in your year, but she left like when she's going into grade 10.
the sad that I can't remember. That's really sad.
Because the rumor was her parents sent her the free board because she got pregnant.
Oh wow.
And
That's
it's possible
crazy.
when your side thing or your main thing and your side thing is the one in school. I don't know the dynamics of it, but he pulled up to school and tugged the girl down in front of homie, and I was like, and they had why but the tree day to talk to him about it.
Wait, under the tree, there's this tree in the back of Prince Will. Listen here.
Vibe under the tree day. And all the fellas them say, listen,
Right.
we gotta. And what they did, this is how they pawned it off. This is how they pawned it off, right? They were like, y'all, we gonna have vibe under the tree day. Everybody who feel like they have a vibe with somebody, you come under the tree and you talk about it and you leave it there. It was just a ploy for the boys to pull this boy to the side to tell them, boy, this gal got you looking stupid. And because the rumor had already circulated, that's what vibe under the tree day for. Everybody under the mango tree waiting for everybody to come. And the boy who they wanted to address, he didn't come. So it's like, this is done. Because he found out that was the main reason they was having vibe under the tree day to talk to him. Like, it was an intervention. The fact that we think about interventions in grade 11 is crazy.
Trust me, they need it. I had those too.
Like, baby, what better for you? This girl ain't no good for you. You need to leave it alone.
I feel like I know who you're talking about now. Like, I feel like the face is coming to the forefront.
Grade 11. And you know what that makes her? The Bahamian word of the week. Yuri, give us the Bahamian word of the week.
Is she a junglist?
Child.
She's a junglist.
Ooh, junglist. See, like for me, a junglist is. I feel like we did this before though.
No.
No reason. No.
We
don't
kept
me.
saying the word, but we never actually
Said
what a junglist is.
Okay, so a junglist is like she's like extroverted. Way.
that's a nice way to put it. Extroverted.
Yes. I agree.
Continue.
Yeah.
There's more to that. Now you know there's more to that.
And like more of gives whole activity. Very loud.
Obnoxious.
Yeah, obnoxious. Attire is
Muckamucks.
yeah, variety of colors.
Body beautiful.
Yep. Plastic slippers.
The Chinese slippers.
Yup.
She usually has some multicolored hair. Multicolored hair.
Enclosures.
Long
I guess the
nails.
closest.
Enclosures.
I talk like I know what that is. I don't know what that is. Let me stop.
27 piece.
No, girl,
I
don't talk
didn't-
about 27 piece. I just realized that Tamla man was wearing them. I like that.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever.
Them
27 piece.
27
I guess the closest, for our American audience to understand is ratchet.
Yes.
A ratchet girl. Cause she ratchet. That's a junglist. So
Yeah,
that's the
100%.
Bahamian word of the week. Junglist. We advise people not to be junglist can be fun, you know.
Yeah, boy.
And then there's level of junglist. So you can have a corporate junglist, right?
Oh yeah.
For us who in the corporate world. When you
So
know you gotta
Queens
put
on a
on,
Friday.
right? You gotta make sure you are within your element in the office. But when Friday evening hit this happy hour and you hear your sit up on it, right?
I's the whining queen at this toka.
You let your inner junglist out, right? So I feel like a true and authentic junglist is one who doesn't turn it off.
Right.
So, because when you know how to turn it off and on, you aren't really a junglist. But a true and authentic junglist, that's them 24/7.
telling
Don't
you.
matter, don't care. That's them 24/7. We had some junglists in the bank though.
Yes. I just
Oh,
picture
yeah.
it like
Who
I
didn't turn
just-
it off? Yeah.
Yeah, we have
They just used to
others in the
talk.
bank.
Yeah, they think, girl, and they used to talk to the customers. Yeah, child. Yeah, we had some junglers in the bank.
Mhm.
They just didn't turn that off. Like, they wasn't putting on no corporate voice for nobody.
Mm-mm. Love
I
it.
know what she
Code
want from me.
switch.
And know the work, it didn't matter to them like not knowing the work. It was just like the ghetto never turned off.
Oh,
And I was here for it. I was
right.
here
I
for
was
it. I
always
really
here
was.
for it.
I was
I
always
was
here for
always
it.
here for it.
Yeah. So what we ain't here for, or at least what the EU ain't here for, is for these tariffs. Let's take it foreign. Let's take it foreign. We're going foreign, and this is the latest installment of Trump Chronicles. Trump out there pissing everybody off.
Trump in these
Pissing
streets.
everybody off. So the latest is his imposed tariffs on the European countries for alcohol. So they're in the middle of a booze war. I never thought I would hear a thing like that in my 39 years of life. A booze war. Trump is imposing a 200% tariff. 200% is wild. That's like beyond a sin tax.
Right.
So the New York Post has an article. U.S. booze importers canceled European wine shipments and brace for devastating losses as Trump tariff looms. This was a story by Miss Lisa, I hope I pronounce this right, Fickenshire. Like I got just now. By Miss Lisa Fickenshire of the New York Post. And she says, U.S. booze importers are canceling shipments from Europe and bracing for potentially devastating losses as President Trump threatens tariffs as high as 200% that can go into effect next month. The U.S. Wine Trade Alliance, wow, they have a whole union, which represents some 6,000 retailers and wholesalers, said President Trump's threat to slap a 200% tariff on European alcohol has had a chilling effect, with some importers immediately canceling orders that weren't already on ships or at docks. Grassroots Wine, a Charleston, South Carolina-based distributor, nixed a $1 million order of European wines last week. Its owner, Harry Root, says he meanwhile has a shipment of $250,000 worth of Italian and French wines that are supposed to arrive in early April. A 200% tariff would spark a tax bill of $500,000 for the 23-year-old family-run business, whose clients include stores and restaurants in South Carolina and Alabama. That's more money than we make in profit every year, Root told the Post. If we had to come up with $500,000, it would begin the wind down of our company. That's insane. That's insane. So he'd have to pay $500K on a $250K shipment of wine.
That's almost $1 million.
Okay.
Say wind down. How ironic.
Well, that's wine now with a D. But he's saying, especially coming from countries where we drink, a country where we drink. We in the Caribbean, we drink.
Oh.
Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, we lean more towards rum and beers, not necessarily wine. We're not big wine drinkers, but rums and beers. But to say, I'm just going to say 200%, and this Mr. Root, he expressed that the $500,000 is more than he makes in a profit in a year, is insane. Like, one shipment could wipe out his whole profit for the year off of one shipment, which is insanity. And obviously, I feel like it's going to affect all other outlets, like you say, retailers, wholesalers, restaurants, because let's face it, Like before we started recording, I was telling Ebony, I was like, you can't get champagne in the US. In order for it to be called champagne, it has to come from the region of Champagne that's in France, right? Champagne really is sparkling wine, but it's named champagne because it comes from the region of Champagne. Same thing with tequila. Tequila comes from the agave plant, but it's called tequila because it comes from the region of tequila in Mexico. If you develop the same the same alcohol in another region of Mexico, you can't call it tequila. You have to call it something else. I can't remember what they call it, but it has to come from that region. So you can imagine these big 5-star hotels, restaurants. They used to having these $200, $300 bottles of wine, the Bordeaux and the Merlots and the stuff like that come out of Europe, these aged wines on their menus. And now you're going to tell them, that could be an extra 200%, my guy. Like, you try to put these people in economic collapse. Because only, like the U.S. don't really produce, like, they produce wine, like, from California. But it ain't a big portfolio. And then they produce some alcohols, the beers and, some of the whiskeys and whatever. But, whiskey is come out of Scotland, which is in Europe. Like we say, Hennessy, the cognacs, because Hennessy is a French cognac that is distributed by Diageo, which is in Europe. How you gonna have no Henny? How you going to the club and Henny?
First thing you want. I got a Henny and Crown. I got a Henny and Coke.
Oh, the new thing in the Bahamas is Bailey's with a shot of Henny.
Oh, for real?
I learned that working one job. And they said, I can get the Bailey's with a shot of Hennessy, please. And I was like,
that shit tastes nasty. What?
No. It wouldn't taste nasty, It wouldn't taste nasty.
It was a shot, no.
If it's just a shot of the Henny, because that's all it is. A cup of Bailey's with a shot of Henny. It ain't gonna taste nasty. It's just, I think about the potency of 2 set of heavy alcohols.
Let me say something. Bailey's too sweet, and then the Hennies have that ugh.
So Bailey's is 35%. Hennessy is 40%. It's like, I was like, y'all dangerous. Hennessy with a shot of, Bailey's with a shot of Hennessy? Wow, y'all was really trying to amp it up.
People just trying to puke up all the time, I see. If you want to lose weight, like, no.
These are some concoctions. I know we drifted from these tariffs that Trump dealing with, because I think Emily told us that the European leaders are now preparing for World War III.
Yes, they are. Like, I think this weekend Germany celebrated this big spending that they got. Historic plan that they will release billions of euros of extra investment for defense and infrastructure. It was today. So yeah, this weekend. It was rubber stamped today, and so they're putting 500 billion, because they're like, why should we continue to allow the U.S. to be an ally? They're showing us boldly. They're showing the world boldly that they're nobody's ally. So best we prepare for what's about to come. Get these people out of our country, since they're not being anybody's friends anymore. You're my friend. Cool, no problem.
Taking my ball and I'm going home.
Exactly. You and my friend, let me prepare. Put this money into my country, and when it's time to war, we'll be ready. So 500 billion euros into arming themselves and preparing, they said, in the next 5 to 8 years. Imagine.
So you're
Germany
graduates.
Germany.
You end up graduating.
Wow.
Yeah. So you could be in danger.
And
they don't impeach. My thing is, the U.S. would be in danger if they don't impeach Trump. And if they gotta see that, there's like, y'all gotta get rid of him.
They did it before.
And then, now they
elected him again. So
but they set a terrible precedent now, because right before he got rolled into office, the Supreme Court was like, well, we can't charge the sitting president, blah blah blah. And I'm like, so what are we talking about? This man literally about to start World War III with all his, he just signing papers every day. Ain't even been 100 days yet. Okay, these first 100 days been
It
rough.
really hasn't. No. He gone in January, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, he do something.
These first 100 days have been really rough. And my thing is, this the first 100 days, we still got years to go.
He
No,
came in like a wrecking ball.
exactly. You're dismantling. You're dismantling DEI. You dismantle the Department of Education. You're dismantling just
He bringing back
everything.
segregation.
Well, I don't know. Unpopular opinion. I kind of agree with some of those TikToks.
Yeah, Black people are actually looking forward to segregation. They kind of are. We're like that.
You know, there was one
Don't
lady
come to
who
kick
I truly agreed with. She was like, because it's best to know who don't like you. You know, and what he named said it in a joke too. South African man, comedian. Oh God.
I could see him now. I could see him now from the Daily Show.
Yeah.
Describe him again. Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah said it.
Noah.
He said, you know,
Yes.
in South Africa, when the people, he said in a joke, like he said, you know, it's good in South Africa because you know who the racists are. They don't hide it. They don't hide it. And it's good that they don't hide it. You know where you're welcome and you know where you're not. So, and I was like, you know what, that's not a bad gig. He said, you know when somebody is blatantly being racist, they don't hide it like how the Americans do. But like say it with your whole chest, you know? Say it with your whole chest. And I think that's cool. Don't say it with your whole chest. I can go scoot over here if you don't like me. That's fine. Let me go over here.
But the interest with segregation in this era is like segregation in the 50s was I never had access to these things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I just wasn't treated like a human.
Right.
But now segregation in 2025 is going to look totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Because Black people are going to be like,
yeah, you ain't gonna spit on me.
Right. These in the same circumstances. We ain't in no fields.
Mm-hmm.
We have jobs. We have access to money. We have access to information. This ain't that. And then on top of that, I feel like in this case, Caucasian people are going to feel left out. Because you can't come to the cookout no more. Don't ask me for no recipes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't ask me to show you the latest dance. You know, don't. I think Black people will be just fine. Like, let me stay with my kind because I think Caucasians will realize how much input the Black community has in the U.S. And if they decide to keep all that to yourself, the buying power of Black people by itself is now making the U.S. economy crumble. Usually when they get rid of DEI and all that, Black people say, we ain't going to Target no more. We ain't going to Walmart. We ain't doing Amazon. And these three places, their stocks are plummeting. They're like, okay, so we could take our money and we could go shop with some other Negroes. That's all we can do. And y'all gonna feel this.
Yeah.
Right.
I definitely started that trend.
Black people spend money.
FUBU back
there. They spend money.
For us, by us, y'all be in problems.
So it's like, okay, bet. I mean, Black people order from Shein anyway. That's why Trump was trying to stop that.
Yeah,
that only lasted for like a millisecond.
Yeah. That did not work.
They was like, nah, you taking this a bit too far.
It's like, chill out.
We draw the line at Shein.
No, what that next one was before Shein. The one Timo? With what was it?
But the two the same. Them two in the same.
Oh, you mean clothing?
Clothing.
Fashion
Nova.
The
same thing.
Fashion Nova.
Fashion Nova. Yeah.
You don't even have a Fashion Nova.
Get a little pricey though.
Really?
Yeah. That's why people flocking to Shein.
I see. Oh, they
Fashion
got fancy.
Get a little pricey.
They got fancy. Okay.
They get Cardi B. Yeah, you thought the body for Fashion Nova. If your body ain't come on off the table, you ain't gonna fit no Fashion Nova. Like you have to be very selective and shop really good when you go into Fashion Nova, because like some of the outfits they make, like if your titties ain't sitting, like me,
Girl.
If your titties ain't sitting up by itself, don't buy that shirt, because the cloth ain't gonna keep it up, or either you gotta make sure buy a top where you could still tape, but you can't see the tape.
Mm.
It's be a jigsaw puzzle, girl. Or you gotta make sure get the material that have like the spandex to hold you in place. Even if you decide not to wear a bra or something, it can hold you in place. But most of Fashion Over clothes, if your body ain't come off the table, don't buy it. Don't even waste your time. Don't even waste your time. So Trump and the tariffs have everybody crashing out, including this baby daddy, Elon.
No, backtrack.
Mhm.
Because we ain't finished with Trump yet.
Oh, we
'Cause
ain't finished with him.
remember,
All right.
we ain't finished with Trump. We gotta backtrack. So we going back home, but we going down to our neighbors. So remember, Trump so being a bully. He not only is he doing the whole tariffs thing, but he was talking about how our Caribbean, West Indian brothers and sisters gotta leave Cuba alone.
Mm-hmm.
And my girl, my sister down there, RPM down in Barbados, had something to say to Mr. Trump. Because there's one thing that I don't think Trump recognized. Ain't nobody scared of you, bro. Nobody's scared of you. If there's anything that we've noticed, this trend, these countries, these people, they ain't scared. They ain't scared. It don't matter that the US is this so-called superpower. It don't matter how big this country is. We ain't scared. And my sister, Miss Barbara,
Woman is not Barbara.
because I looking at Barbados.
That woman name is Mia Motley,
I apologize.
the
I
Prime
apologize for
Minister
that.
of the Caribbean. Because everybody's on her as the Prime Minister child.
I telling you, that's funny because I looking at Barbados. Her name is not Barbara. I apologize.
Miss
I
Mia
apologize.
Motley.
Miss Mia Motley. This is what she had to tell President Trump.
This Bayesian prime minister, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This matter with the Cubans and the nurses should tell us everything that we need to know. Barbados does not currently have Cuban medical staff or Cuban nurses, but I will be the first to go to the line and to tell you that we could not get through the pandemic without the Cuban nurses and the Cuban doctors. I will also be the first to tell you that we paid them the same thing that we pay Bajans, and that the notion, as was peddled not just by this government in the US, but the previous government, that we were involved in human trafficking by engaging with the Cuban nurses was fully repudiated and rejected by us. Now, I don't believe that we have to shout across the seas, but I am prepared, like others in this region, that if we cannot reach a sensible agreement on this matter, then if the cost of it is the loss of my visa to the US, then so be it. But what matters to us is principles. And I have said over and over that principles only mean something when it is inconvenient to stand by it. Now, we don't have to shout, but we can be resolute. And I therefore look forward to standing with my CARICOM brothers. I wish I could say brothers and sisters, but brothers.
She's only female Prime Minister.
Yeah, she's only.
Yeah.
That we explain that what the Cubans have been able to do for us, far from approximating itself to human trafficking, has been to save lives and limbs and sight for many a Caribbean person.
Yes. She spoke for the whole Caribbean.
Swear.
Because for Trump to fix his lip, that's what we say in Bahamian vernacular, for you to fix your lip, to tell Caribbean countries and their leaders that, hey, y'all have to stop doing business or have an alliance with Cuba, or we'll take your visa. Do what you have to do, bro.
Take it.
Like, literally, all these leaders said the same thing. Do as you must. Do as you must. Because one, Cuba is a part of CARICOM.
It is.
We like, and if people don't understand what CARICOM is, it's a union of the Caribbean nations,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Caribbean nations in the Commonwealth, correct?
Yep.
Not all in the Commonwealth. I don't think all the Commonwealth nations just have to be
No.
CARICOM because
Okay.
I think the BVI and the US VI fall in CARICOM.
They had to
Okay.
sign on, I think.
Yeah, the US Virgin Islands fall in CARICOM. So like Mia said, Miss Motley said, during the pandemic, Cuba is what got the Caribbean through the pandemic. And even before the pandemic, you will hear all the time in Bahamas, people saying they going to Cuba to the doctor, be it to get their eyesight fixed, and because it's affordable healthcare and reliable healthcare, people
Mm-hmm.
travel to Cuba for medical attention, right? So for you to fix your lip, to tell these leaders, oh, y'all need to stop having relations with the Cubans, or we could take your visa. Bad. Do what you have to do, bro. Do what you have to do. Because I can't come to your country for healthcare unless I come with my insurance. I can't come there.
It's either you come with the insurance or you come with the dollars.
So you think I can free up this good healthcare down here for you who can charge me $4,000 just to put my baby on my chest? You gotta be crazy. And enough of it. So I don't even know where Trump get off doing that. And there's also the response from we also had a response from the US ambassador to the Bahamas, that she said that, oh, the Bahamas is not being targeted when it comes to these talks about Cuba. And as far as I'm concerned, from the minute that Trump said those words, we already fall into that category.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how much you sugarcoated that we're not being targeted by the US. You put me into that category once you say Caribbean nations. And we fall in that bucket. We are part of CARICOM and we do business with Cuba. So it's like, no, don't fluff it up here. Please don't. Because y'all think we born this big.
It's
And it's giving, and like you say all the time, Ebony, it's giving bully.
right.
Mm-hmm.
These tiny nations, you feel as you could bully them and be like, well, we could take this from you. We could do what you have to do, bruh. Do what you have to do. England will help us out.
Exactly. If we gotta go back to granddaddy, hey, what you saying over there?
Do what you have to do.
Then we have to do as must.
We'll till the soil. We'll get sugar from Cuba.
Mhm.
We'll get sugar from Jamaica, and we'll send lobster down to DR. And this person can send us rice, and we can figure it out because we getting eggs from DR right now. So we'll get the eggs from DR. We'll send some fish down there. Y'all can send us some sugar and whatever else y'all is grow, and we can figure it out. But Trump, play with your ma. Play with your ma. Try Jesus, don't try us. Because that's what he's doing. He trying these countries, and not just countries in the Caribbean. He trying these countries, and everybody's saying, "Okay, you feeling froggy?" And then leap. He feeling real froggy, and I think that's because his baby daddy look like a frog. Elon around here crashing out because he losing monies. I know, I'm so happy to hear someone losing money. You know, he is losing monies, and not just a couple $100. You know,
This man
he's losing
billions.
billions.
My boy had a rough day, because in 24 hours, and this is coming from Forbes, in 24 hours, they had to title it a timeline of Elon Musk's terrible 24 hours, a dark day for X, Tesla, and more. That's a lot. That's a lot. And just like you said right before we came on, the fact that you got your biggest investor getting ready to pull out because of said bad day, that's saying a lot. But no, boys, March 10th, like it all started when X users began to report widespread outages. Musk later attributed it to a massive cyber attack. My thing is, where your
You have to stop
firewalls?
lying.
Where your firewalls?
You have to stop lying.
Right? Where your firewalls? all this money you got here, I sure the firewalls, like the Great Wall of China, ain't got none of that. But okay, go ahead, go off. Wait, that was 8:54, 9:42. Musk shockingly calls veteran and retired astronaut Senator Mark Kelly a traitor. Kelly posted support for Ukraine following a visit to the country, leading a slew of Democrats, including Kelly's wife, Gabby Giffords, and even one House Republican representative. Who all these people is?
How is he a traitor? If Ukraine is my ally.
Girl, it's the whole calling a veteran a traitor. The people ain't like it. That's
Make it make
9:42.
sense.
3:45. You weren't even a real American. Like you buy your way in there. You sound like you buy your way in there. To be talking on these people is crazy. Anyway, 3:45. Watchdog, the left-leaning watchdog organization Media Matters, a longtime Musk target, they sue X for bringing lawsuits against it in foreign countries as part of a vendetta-driven campaign of libel tourism. By 4 p.m., Tesla. The primary source of Musk. Now, see, this is it. This is where it gets juicy. The primary source of Musk wealth ends Monday trading down more than 15%. And guess how much billions that was? That's 22.8 billion he lost. That's a lot of money. That's a lot.
That's a lot of money is to lose in a day. Jesus. To
So
lose
now
in a day.
So now he only worth 325 billion. That's still a lot of money, but still 22 billion. Woo!
Yeah, because you have to look at the percentage. You have to look at the percentage. When we say 20, he had 3, 4. What his current net worth is now?
He's currently at 325.
325.
And he lost 22. Almost 23, because that's 22.8. So you might as well say he lose 23.
348. So 23 divided by 348 multiplied by 100. That's 6.6% of your wealth you lost in a day.
That's a lot, girl.
That's a lot. In a day? That ain't a week or a month. Because like me who in finance, those are the kind of numbers you look at on an annual basis.
Right?
What is our organic growth versus last year to this year? And they'd be looking at numbers like, oh, we look to grow by 2% next year. You lost 6% in a day?
It'd be like that.
Like, that's a big number in financial terms. That's a big number. You lost 6% in a day.
Mm-hmm.
These companies is look if you lose 1% in a year. You lost 6% in a day.
I don't know what he telling them shareholders.
Oh yes, that's his crash.
What he telling them? Please don't go,
baby. Please don't go.
Don't leave.
Don't leave me, girl. He out here begging like Keith Sweat.
I telling you,
literally out here begging like Keith Sweat. He's begging his employees not to sell their shares of Tesla. His biggest investor came up publicly and said he needs to resign as the CEO. He has $100 million worth of his shares have already been sold. People don't want it no more. On top of that, your car literally falling apart.
Listen.
You know, my mind went on Ebony when people said the panels, you could literally peel off the panels of the Cybertruck. Like you could literally peel it off, and now it's on its 8th recall. Like a truck would only been on 2 years. How you have 8 recalls on it already? My mind went on that video you showed me when the dog pulled the bumper off the car. And there's an insurance company wouldn't believe this. That's where my mind going. I could see a dog come in and taking their Cybertruck apart.
It's so ugly.
Thank you.
Ugly. And I don't know what they bring to that movie.
God with wheels.
It's too.
They brought.
I hate
Flowers was giving them out. One of them they giving out at the Vibes concert next year.
And one of them same ones that they was giving away.
Vibes concert next year. It ain't the same.
Sorry, next week.
Okay, bad.
Next week. Sorry, they giving out one next week. The second.
No. Sorry, that was a rumor. When they were trying to. That's when the SpaceX thing that line and it exploded. The people was circulating. The rumor mill was the Tesla. Oh, the Cybertruck had exploded, but it was the SpaceX. Yeah. So
And with this whole Elon crash out, what I also learned is he didn't buy Twitter cash. He borrowed money to buy Twitter.
Whoa.
All this money you got, you don't have to borrow no money.
So he got a loan, and his loan was backed by his shares in Tesla. So that was his
That's
collateral.
right.
So if everybody sells off their shares and this company is now worth nothing, you have to find the money to pay these people back. What you borrowed to buy Twitter. How much did he pay for Twitter?
Like some, like in a,
It was
should
a-
be
it was
like
in the
couple
billions.
billions. Could be
Couple
like,
of billions?
like a
Yeah,
single
it really
billion figure,
was.
I think.
It was like 6 billion, I think. Elon.
I research
what's
it and
the-
see.
Gotta research. Because you gotta have to find the money to get these people back.
Oh, sorry, it was 44 billion.
Oh,
Shit.
I thought it was a single digit.
I swear, honestly I thought it was 6 billion.
Yeah, that was like
44 billion plus interest? Oh no.
Right, all the
What about
users,
his term of agreement says on that loan?
all the users would have to be like
Yeah.
dropping content.
44 billion plus interest?
But the joke, so the valuation of the platform has declined sharply since the 22 purchase, down
So you can't
as
even
much
sell
as
it.
72% as of December.
Because no one be using Twitter like that for real, for real.
Ebony's use it.
For what?
Yes!
For what reason?
I stay on Twitter. Twitter's hilarious.
What is your reasons for Twitter?
Why Twitter's hilarious?
Mm.
Whatever. COB.
Whatever.
X.
It's about to be excommunicated in a minute.
Because
Whoever buy it, I hope they switch the name back to Twitter because X.
And he can't even sell it. Even if he chooses to sell it, he can't sell it for the amount that he
bought
borrowed.
it.
So you still have
Imagine
to
you
find
paid
money to pay back the
44
people.
billion and you probably gonna have to sell it for like 25, 50 because 72% is crazy. That's crazy. Wow.
So he begging people not to sell their shares. And like Yuri say, I don't know who using Twitter, but you know who using Twitter? Kanye. That's the
Yeah.
next one
Porn
crashing
stars.
out. Kanye out here using Twitter, and he out here talking about the babies.
Okay.
Why you out here talking about the babies? He was talking about Rumi and Sir Carter in a very
Right.
not good post. And Beyonce and Jay-Z are now seeking legal action.
As they should.
That's how you get talking about the man babies. Out of the glare blue. Out of the glare blue sky. The man just said, I'm going to drop this right here.
we always talking about people churning and how ugly they is.
But, okay. He wasn't talking about the children's looks. He wasn't talking about the children's looks. I mean, that's not nice either. It's nice. You know, we used to call them the cute outfit babies.
Yeah, cute outfit babies.
It's a nice outfit you want it. Shoes. Shoes. Look who up on shoes. You know?
What do you
But but he was I'm sorry, that's what why people is do that? Why people is do that? Why would the people
This is
be-
why you gotta wait for Trent to fluff up. You just gotta wait for Trent.
Listen.
You
Yeah,
can't be
these-
out here
these how they grow
showing
up.
the newborn. And
They
this is my
mash your
personal
face.
opinion.
I could be shame. I could
This
be
is my
shame.
personal opinion. My personal opinion is newborns look like roach. I didn't think my
Yeah, they
newborn
look
was
like little
cute.
mashed potatoes. They look
Right?
like
I didn't think
potatoes.
my newborn was cute. I was like, he needs some time. I thought he needed some time. And then he fluffed up. And I was like, here we go.
No, but
Look
it's
at you
like
looking like this.
I could be shame when I have a baby and someone be like, "It's a nice outfit, eh?" Look at it.
Girl, Sherelle, I tell it to your face.
3
I know what
months.
that means.
3 months. You show them at 3 months once they have fluffed up. When they
I can
wrinkly
tell
and
a person.
things,
I can tell a person what you're trying to say.
they can say your
What you
baby
trying
look
to
like
say?
roach. like
That's a
every
shirt.
other newborn
Like
does.
they be condensed. They be
Mhm.
condensed. That's why when they show them delivery scenes on Grey's Anatomy with these full blown babies, I be
They're
like,
like, this is
y'all,
a
y'all,
3-month
y'all
old.
born.
What you
This is
doing?
That's why I can't be supporting that book. That's the reason I can't support that show.
whole 3-month-old y'all borrow to be
Exactly.
like this a freshly born baby.
And they don't even have like the like the labor, the labor, like the labor stuff coming out, like the placenta and everything else.
No, they
Fresh and
have the
clean.
baby. They have the baby cover up in the
The amniotic and
right. They
fluids
have the
and
baby
stuff.
cover up, but I'm like, this baby eye wide open, looking in this camera.
Facts.
This baby looking around this room. This ain't no newborn baby.
Hey, newborns just be looking like one eye
Kids be
open,
like this.
one eye open.
The
Their
newborn babies
eyes,
be like this and just smush. They like this.
their eyes just be looking in different directions.
No,
Yeah, they
but
trying
this
to-
baby
Newborns
looking
ain't
at the camera
cute.
grinning. I said, nah, y'all could have found one little 2-week-old something. But my God, these be full 2.5, 3-month-old babies. They be able to Grey's Anatomy and they guys be like,
Your newborn could also be lashy. Just be lashy. You gotta
Yeah.
wait 3 months. Then you can show your baby off. That's why you stay inside, You stay
Yeah.
inside so they
You
can
have
fluff
to.
up.
but no, Kanye called the babies the R word.
Yeah, he's out here freaking out.
Yeah, he called the babies
was
the
like-
R word.
What?
For what
What's wrong
reason?
with racist?
No, the R word.
I can't remember what the Black Eyed restarted.
Oh.
Right.
Yes, he
Oh.
called the babies.
You remember
that.
how the Black Eyed Peas had to change that song?
Yeah, let's get it started.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, what do you call a kid started?
Okay. And I was like,
Ebony, you up to the
what?
tweets?
I was like, these were unprovoked. Like, what the hell these little children do you?
He said that's why the children look like that because they are restarted. And I was like, where did it come from?
We used to be saying the same thing, but we ain't get catch on tape.
That didn't even get catch. He put that on there for people to read.
I telling you, like,
Wow.
He
and
put that on X.
yeah,
Twitter.
and he
And
took
he's
it
been
down.
going on ever since.
He took it down. And my thing is, this all started with this whole thing with him and Playboy Cardi. Him and Playboy Cardi had a disagreement. Then him and Kim. Then it gone from Kim to Jay. Then from Jay to Jay and Beyonce. And then from them to the children. I was like, how the children get involved?
See, I always
Why
have
the
to
children out
ask-
here catching bullets?
I always have to
Not even
ask, like
serious.
when
They catching like full on bullets.
like when these artists like crashing out and stuff, I just feel like it's like rehearsed. But then again, it is Kanye, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's
I
look
didn't
and see.
rehearse about that. I didn't rehearse about that.
But like I tell Sherelle, like if Donda was out here living and breathing right now, you think he would have been out here on these streets, letting these Twitter fingers just act all crazy? I think Donda would have bust his you know what. What the hell you
He
doing?
definitely would have been married to that gal.
Mm-mm.
Who never got on no clothes? No.
No.
See, Donda had him on the straight and narrow.
Donda was making sure them pills was on time.
You funny.
Because where you get off talking about the babies. The babies? Like, I ain't the biggest fan of Beyonce and Jay-Z, but my God, the babies?
Yeah, they didn't do anything.
Them children minding their business. They minding their billionaire lifestyle business.
That.
Okay? My God.
I was like, they ain't even catching strays. They out here catching full blown bullets. Why?
Hits. He sent all the hits on the babies.
Like for what reason?
Rumi only be living her best life when she go out. And Sirs be like, I can stay home.
Right.
Yeah.
I
I
ain't
can
saying
stay
these
home.
people. I ain't.
You know? He's like, you don't even see me. Sirs like, you all don't even see me. How I getting this?
John Cena.
You know?
Ebony.
And I think Ebony, you could pull up the other Twitter post that he had. When he was talking about the Kardashians as well.
Oh,
This one. Yeah.
This one? This one? This one?
Well, he was freaking. Yuri, this boy was just on a roll. Like there is no reason for all of this, and I'm just like I'm just, and I don't say this often, but I would Kim because at the end of the day, with him spiraling like this, at this point, we need to protect children.
Mm-hmm.
All
We
children in fact in the play.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
having
Yeah, child.
your spiral, and you ain't even thinking that, hey, I'm a daddy, and even though I having my spiral moment, I ain't taking care of me. I gotta make sure at least take care of my children. Why you have North, this 11-year-old child, with Andrew Tate and his brother? What's
I
going
know
on
the
with you?
brother, but Kim had to. While everybody pull up the thing that he was talking about with Kim, Kim allegedly had to retrieve Northwest from Kanye's home because she found out that he was going to have Andrew Tate over. And we all know who Andrew Tate is.
Hmm.
He has been alleged and I think charged with human trafficking, him and his
Oh,
brother.
Hmm.
And he's been a self-proclaimed misogynist. So first of all, why you having, I guess, conversations with this fellow? One,
bro,
because he got
bro.
like I said, he got allegations. Like this ain't like people like speculating. This man have pending charges right now.
Hmm.
And two, Kim is like, not my girl child. Not my first
Exactly.
girl child.
So
Mm-mm.
that goes
Come.
to show that in this world, some shady shit be going on.
Someone made the comment, and this is what has cracked me up under that same post with Kim. Someone said, why can't North be there? The Andrew wasn't found guilty of anything or whatever, right?
Hmm.
So another person rebutted. So send your daughter over there then.
It's
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Since
There's
you
too
don't
much
want,
smoke, and we don't need the. There's too much smoke. We don't need to know if there's fire.
since you ain't got no qualms with that, send your daughter over there.
Right.
Yes,
And
Send your
because
daughter over to sit in that same house with Andrew Tate. Let me
and
see how comfortable you could be about that.
and my thing is, just look. I ain't trying to, but Andrew don't look like the kind of person you want to sit on the side. I mean, look a little scary to me, just to me, my opinion.
But he's explicitly said the things that he's done to women. So it don't matter. So what is
So this was from people. So people said that, like you said, that she ended the visit. She cut the visit short. And right now she had to call an emergency hearing because she can't stand that right now Kanye's acting irrational. She wants the kids to spend time with him in a safe environment. She finds it ridiculous that she needs to have her lawyer on speed dial. And you know what? As a mummy, in this kind of situation where this man being irrational, you gonna have to do it, baby.
Mhm.
Have that lawyer on speed dial because ain't no way. I'd have. I call in the police. I call in everybody. All us coming together. Ain't no way for this psycho. Child.
Yeah, Kim had to been in fear of her life because we know well it was rumored before that Kanye got his way through fame allegedly through you know his mother's death wasn't actually
An
it was
accident.
yeah it was kind of ritualistic
Hmm.
allegedly. So now to be in the same position with his daughter, Kim has to know something got to be going on, like behind closed doors in the Hollywood world. So to her to like be in the opera of it, something has to be like wrong. Like so, yeah.
he
It's
been
all of
coming for
these.
everybody.
Yeah, it's these things, these Hollywood secrets coming out to well, Hollywood secrets coming out to the light, and the activity is still going on. So for her to react that way, she know this was going on. So yeah.
Because he was coming for Kendrick and all.
He's still coming for
But
Kendrick.
Ebony, you ain't pull up the tweet though.
They're gonna be. You're gonna have to cut. Of course, we have to cut this out. The tweets. Remember, I told you at the beginning. I will have them posted because I have to edit those tweets. Kanye was out here freaking out. I gotta
We
make
wanted
sure I
we
can't.
wanted to, we wanted to read it. That's my bad. Sorry.
Oh,
I
there's an
forget.
there's in text or there's a video.
These were text, but because he was out here freaking his cunny out, I can't just be putting any and everything on here because Spotify and YouTube they have like guidelines.
Oh, guidelines and stuff.
Yeah, and so I
Yeah.
have to be careful.
Be careful with me.
Child?
So yeah, Kanye, like you say, the industry, and you know what else freaking themselves out? Another crash out in the industry, and he didn't know his ex-wife was an industry girly himself, and he trying to pawn it off as she take him for everything he got. Iman, how you pronounce his last name?
Oh,
Shumpert.
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 Mm-hmm.
Shumpert. That sounds
Iman
very slave owner.
Asante.
What Tiana's hella came from money?
This. This.
That's crazy, right?
Like who didn't watch MTV Sweet 16?
Right.
This girl coming with a whole song for her
episode.
birthday.
Oh, right.
Google me.
Google me. That era,
Like,
Ah!
and this is what
Oh
people
my
were
God.
responding like,
the
she
sneakers
been
and the
that girl.
grass. Like,
She been that girl. She been choreography. She been actress. She been doing all of this. But only thing that really came to my mind, like predominantly, was I saw that episode of Sweet 16,
sneakers and the dress.
and she did the 15-foot dress or whatever in the parking lot for her entrance and all that. I remember that.
Listen, that was
So,
iconic, bro.
Yeah, see, because we all saw the post that came out that alleges that after the divorce settlement that she walked away with 7 figures, all the houses, all the homes, or 2 homes.
No, I think they had a total of 7. She got 4. He got 3.
And she got the Sprinter, the Maybach, and 2 other vehicles. And plus $8,000 a month in child support.
Wow.
Right?
She don't even need that.
But they say for her. These for her babies. She ain't getting spousal support.
Mm-mm.
She's getting child support. These for the babies. And because of this post, it now left her to respond. And I think Ebony's pulling up the response now.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
She
Because-
had to set the record straight. Okay? She just set the record straight because homie out here letting people run with a narrative, and she doesn't appreciate it. She doesn't appreciate it one iota. You know? Because like you say, she been that girl. Byron. You know when everybody saw... when they was rumoring her and Aaron? That's what they get into my mind. Aaron. I feel like if she used to say that, that'd be funny.
Transfer company. What's that?
Hmm?
No, it's looking at this email.
I think it was the perfect ending to her life. She did say a lot about
She had a
how,
different face.
I am begging y'all to let me get my back blown out in peace. All right, bye. How turn?
What she say? What about?
I am begging y'all to let me get my back blown out in peace. All right, bye. How turn this on?
You ain't catch what she said?
No.
I am begging y'all to let me get my back blown out in peace. All right, bye.
She say her backbone like a.
How turn this on?
Yuri, you nah, stop. Go to with your headphones.
I
She
am begging
said,
y'all to let me get my back blown out in peace. All right, bye. How turn this on?
you heard it?
No, like her back breaking. That's what she say.
I am begging y'all
There's a
to
blue
let
book.
me get my back blown out in peace. All right, bye.
On my knees.
How turn this on?
What
She
did
said,
I am
begging
begging
y'all
y'all to let me get
go
my
my
back
blown out in peace. All right, bye.
Oh. Oh.
Because ever since the divorce, every other couple months there's a rumor coming out about her.
Right.
I thought everybody would have pulled up the full video, but the summation of the video was 1, these divorce settlement results are not what they are. She's saying, I walked away with what I brought into the marriage.
Right.
And the narrative was spun that she took these things from this man, which it wasn't the case. She said, I walked away with what I brought here. She said, I have my own production company. I been had my own money. She said, I bought those houses. I bought those cars. Those are mine. So she said, what I paid for is what I carry back with me. Right? And she also said she told her ex-husband that she didn't feel safe because she thought that their divorce was amicable and that even though we're not together anymore, we're still, I guess, somewhat friends, and I protect you, you protect me. We're still the parents of each other's, of the children. So she said, even though they were going through a divorce, she still protected this man. Whenever rumors came out about them or him, she would come and say, listen, leave him alone, whatever the case may be. So she went to him and said, listen, I don't feel safe. Because especially after those divorce settlement rumors came out, people started attacking her online, calling her a gold digger or whatever. And people say, how you calling her a gold digger? She been had money though. She come from money, right? So even when this, and that's she say, so she said she went to him to say that she doesn't feel safe and she wanted him to protect her, like clear up these rumors. That's not what happened. And he didn't do that. So she's come out to say, listen, this is what it is. I left this marriage with what I came with. You know, and she said every time she has a new project, there's a rumor that comes out. And she found out that he is paying these media houses to spread these rumors. She said every time she drop in a project, be it a movie, a show, her new sneaker line, whatever, a rumor comes out. And she found that he's the one paying these media houses to spin these rumors.
Right.
I was like, it's sad. Because she was even talking about y'all calling her a gold digger. And there was a point in the marriage where he wasn't even working. And she was the one bringing in money. She says, what y'all talking about? She said, this boy ain't play ball for how long? She said, I was footing the bill.
Damn.
But you mad. And that's all it is. You around here crashing out because this woman say, I don't want you no more. But she say, let me get my back blown out in peace. You cheat on the woman and you mad because she move on? It is be the insanity of some men. And I see like, I don't get it.
No,
Y'all
what she
must
said
be the
was,
logical ones.
it's the lack of accountability. That's what it is.
Yep.
You can't do something. You can't be bad. You want to run these streets. You want to do all of these things. You can't do that. And then when the gal say, all right, bet, go ahead, go run them streets. Here's your
You
ring
just
back.
do.
Me and my turn, we could be cool over here. You know?
Me and mine, we could be fine.
Right. So when she didn't make a decision like that, you can't be mad. That's psychotic. You can't be mad. What did you think was holding her down? The only thing that was holding her down was the fact that you were supposed to be the man of the house, the king, to her queen. And then you said, all right, I ain't gonna be this no more. So, all right, I gotta be someone else's queen, or I have to be a queen for me and mine, and I gotta make sure me and mine straight.
As you should.
This is it.
I think what made it worse is because she was under the impression that we ended this amicably. And you was doing some dirt behind my back.
Right.
Even after being separated, you still doing me dirty behind my back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, did you ever like me?
And I think
Yeah.
like he got embarrassed that she found out. Because that's some secret strategic shit though. The strategy was kind of like, okay, yeah, I see what you're trying to do, so you wouldn't get your hands involved. But I guess some journalists didn't keep the transactions off the record.
It ain't stopping her bag though. It never stopped her bag. Cause she done have a reputation. She been in the industry from she was 15 years old. Come to find out, she did choreography for Beyonce when she was 15.
Okay.
For Ring the Alarm, the Ring
she's
the
done
Alarm
that?
video. She did the choreography.
Oh, okay.
That's my song.
Yeah. I've been on this too long. I've been there, check on you. Right? I learned that during this whole saga. So it's like she been steeped in the industry, and you really think these one little rumor you circulating here and there could stop this woman bag, even though she come from money. So I'm sure that money has been invested very well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like
But then even
it's giving
beyond
loser.
that,
Yeah.
it's definitely giving loser. It's definitely giving brokey. But even bigger is it's giving betrayal because, like she said, she was still calling him her best friend, even though they was going through this whole divorce. I still saw you as my best friend. We just didn't work out, and I
Out.
think that was the maturity that she was seeing this with. We just splitting up because at the end of the day, maybe we was better as friends, not lovers. Cool. Let's just we just could separate. You still my boy, because that's how they started their relationship. They started their relationship as friends. I thought you was supposed to be my friend at the end of the day, but look how you carrying on these streets.
And I ain't only just your friend. I'm the mother of your kids.
That
Mm-hmm.
I
And
birthed your two children, and this how you doing me?
what someone say? This woman give birth to your two children on the bathroom floor with no epidural, and this how you do her.
Listen, and body bounce back.
I know, right? But she's giving me inspiration every day to go to the gym. Every day.
I tell
know
you,
it
when it ain't Angela, it's her.
I know it ain't gonna look like that, but my God. It's our body is my body. And you wouldn't think two children fall under that.
Mom,
Mother's sick.
I think it's a natural birth.
that's crazy.
I know. But the snapback was real.
Mm-hmm.
She was on that treadmill while she was pregnant with them. Like,
Oh yes,
she was,
you have to stay active too.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
you have to stay
snapback
active.
was real.
Oh.
So it's like I said, it's given loser. And I feel like men who in the industry or men who in that world is like, you done garner a name for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You've already garnered some level of wealth. You still that insecure that you have to do some shit like this? Like you still carrying on like a high schooler? Like, grow up. Like that's all I'm gonna say to some of these fellas. Grow the fuck up. It's like, my God, your millions can't soothe your ego.
Yeah.
My God. Do you can go on a flight to Dubai or something?
And the
Chill
joke
out.
is, the joke with him is he always claiming broke. And like she said, he still got projects going on. He's still making money. She ain't gonna put his business out there. But you still got projects going on. You still got money. These properties that you have, you can do the whole rental thing, whatever, because you only staying in one place. So money's still coming in for you. Why you always trying to run back to the judge talking about,
Oh yeah.
we
You
need
were trying to get
to
the child support decreased.
decrease. She said the money ain't coming to me. I can take care of these children. The money going to Junie and Co. So what you talking about?
What has cracked me up is like men having an issue with child support, period. It's like,
Yeah.
Like these ain't your kids?
it's your kids though.
You naturally
It's your
supposed to
kids.
support your children, dog. Like, why you?
Like even if we were still together, you still would have had to take care of these kids. So what's
Yeah.
the difference between us being together and not? You
Yeah,
still
so
was have to
child-
take care of these
Say you
children.
love.
Yeah, while child support had to be a program. When it like yeah.
You
Y'all make
still was got to take care of these children if we was together. So I don't understand.
Because that's my thing. When this woman was pregnant and waddling, you was there rubbing the belly, talking to the belly. When the baby reached, oh, this your baby. It's like, but for some reason now, me and you ain't together, you could give two hoots with this baby?
No, but
This
before
baby
that,
that you say you love?
you was skinning it. Like, you know the possibility that was
You
like
read us your
that
word
was
today,
gonna
skin it.
Wait, this word killing me. I cannot handle this word.
You read Ebony. You never hear people say that?
You know this word doing for me? That's like crabby. I literally
Oh, you never would have crabby as a word.
I'm doggy. Crabby
Don't-
doggy, Connie.
Don't let me go.
it's killing me. It's killing me.
Don't.
Killing me. But skin it.
Skin it to win it. Baby or AIDS. Or flicking, trifling baby daddies who crashing out. So this was another successful episode of sun, and no broad of sea. And if you made it to the end of the episode, we thank you. We appreciate you. We want you to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Find us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. We want to see those numbers go up.
Yeah.
You know, not like the STI infections, but we just want to see the numbers go up. All right. So we out this bitch.